sound like I'm kidding. I've been making like 2,000 a minute. So high up through the clouds, I was swimming.
Mike was muted. That's awkward. What is
Mike's
going on,
chat.
bros? Berg and Austin back on your screen, and holy shit, is that who I think it is? The Major League Baseball professional pitcher,
superstar, athlete.
Justin Kelly.
Justin Kelly here.
How's it going?
How's it going, bros?
He's here. He's in the building.
Austin, how are you? How's
Doing
it
pretty
going,
good.
man?
Doing pretty good. As you can see, I'm officially fully moved in into the new setting.
I love that.
So, yeah, we're having a good podcast today. I'm looking forward to it. How's your day going, Berg?
Not bad at all. Today was my day off. Did a little bit of laundry. Went to a lacrosse game. Nothing crazy. Just chill, relaxed day.
Sounds like a pretty good day. Did your little brother win that game? Or
he did. He scored too. He's a freshman playing varsity right now, so I'm proud of him.
Bro.
He's doing really
what
well.
A stud.
Yep.
Good for him.
Justin, do you want to kind of introduce yourself here? Tell us who you are. You know, the background.
My name's Justin Kelly from Lynn Haven, Florida, and I am a junior in college. I'm going to play baseball at Troy University. I was just at Gulf Coast State College, so baseball is my thing, and anything else fun calls my name, I'm in for it. So I'm here today with these guys. These guys are great guys right here.
Good guys.
I love that answer. Always down for some fun. So you talked about baseball. You're really into baseball. What positions do you play?
I play first base and right field.
Okay.
I'm kind of like I'm a hitter guy, so I'm always in the 3-hole, 4-hole. Normally one of the best hitters on the team, so I'm known for hitting, and defensively, I know I got a good arm, but I'm just known for hitting.
This guy's gassing himself, bro.
Yeah,
Listen
dude.
Here,
I'm batting like
I'm better.
I'm batting like 400.
I'm better.
They call me the Big Papi of my time. Honestly, I just absolutely hit dick shots every time I'm at the plate. I've been walked like 66 times this year. Yeah, don't worry about it, guys.
You always gotta walk them.
Works.
That is how it works.
You do have to gas yourself.
And they don't throw to you.
Right.
So while we're on the topic of baseball, go ahead and give us some insight into like what happened during COVID last year and the whole debacle with all these scholarship deals and whatnot. What happened last year?
So last year I was a sophomore and I was at a junior college. So with junior college, it's a 2-year program and then you move on. And we were in the middle of a game and it was the third inning. And on the announcement, like the announcer said that this is the last game of the season, so make it your all. And basically, everything was canceled. So everybody was given a year back, and then they were also giving them a year back this year. So I ended up going back to junior college instead of going to Charleston Southern University, which are Division I in the Big South. So now we got to deal with all these COVID protocols. So
throw the beers up one more time.
Throw the beers up.
Throw the beers up. Let's see
Throw the beers up for the one time, baby. Come on now.
Throw the beers up, bro. Yes, sir.
But so we have to get temp checks every day. We have to get COVID checks every month, and there was no fans until the very end. So, and we're out of Florida, so everything's opened up, and we still weren't having fans because of NJCAA rules. And
so what was going on with the just college baseball and athletics as a whole when it comes to the scholarships they were giving back because of COVID? What was the whole deal with that? Because I remember you telling me about that. But...
So nobody was giving their scholarship back like without the coach wanting you back. Basically, he wasn't obligated to give the scholarship back if you wanted to come back. So a lot of guys that I played with sophomore year actually had to find another JUCO or settle for a school that they really, honestly, were better than. I wouldn't say better than. I mean, every school is great, but I felt like he would have had an opportunity at a bigger school necessarily. Instead of like a D2, he'd be at a mid-major, maybe Power 5 Division I school. But that's the case for me. I went back because I felt like I didn't really put my whole season into it, so I wanted to get a better season out of it. And I'm going to Troy University, which is a pretty good baseball school, so I'm pretty proud of it. And I know a lot of guys are getting cut.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. A little round of applause.
a lot of guys are getting cut, and it's sad because this COVID caused everybody to get held back. And I mean, kids out of high school, there's nowhere to go for them because they're stacked rosters and nobody's leaving. So it's tough for every athlete out there.
It affects every level of the game.
Every level.
And what in the draft? What was going on? The draft dropped how many rounds because of COVID?
So it was 40 rounds in the beginning.
You would have got drafted, pretty sure.
I could have been drafted necessarily. The season I was having, if it continued, there would have been a chance. But I mean, you should never say that you were going to get drafted.
Well, you had a very good chance.
You had a good chance. But it went down to 10 rounds.
You were gonna get drafted, you said? So you're that good.
So
Wow.
I was talking to Ed Valentine, which he's a junkyard dog, as you could say. He used to be a scout with the Mets, and he was speaking to other scouts for me. So I guess you could say he's my advisor in a way. But
Okay.
he was just telling me if I kept up my numbers, I had a good chance. May not have been a big round, but once it went down to 10 rounds, no way I was gonna get drafted because that's
How many rounds was there before?
40.
40.
Holy
rounds.
You're losing 30 rounds, and after all this, you're losing a bunch of minor league teams as well. I mean, the minor league teams got cut. I think so many players were. That's my freshman year. But yeah, don't show that year. That's my freshman year. But show I think my sophomore, I guess you could say. But everybody was really just cut short, and every baseball player around, if it was professionally or not, everybody was cut short. And this year, I'm thinking they're trying to get it to 20 rounds, 25, something like that.
So there was 40 rounds, but how many people were actually picked each round?
I think it's the team length, so I think it's like
32 or whatever. However many teams there are.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a lot of rounds, but I feel like with baseball, there's a lot of talent out there. So, and it's a long season, so you do need not a heavy bench, but you definitely do need people, especially a bullpen. There's how many pitchers would you say there are a team, like in college and MLB? Probably anywhere from like 10 to 15.
Well, 10 to 15 in junior college, but when you get the Division I, you have a bigger roster, so they have about 20.
Wow.
Maybe 25. I mean,
that's crazy.
Half the team are pitchers. And some teams, I mean, the cap for teams this year is 40, but I'm pretty sure they're cutting it to 36. And some teams have like 70-something because they have no regulation on how many players you can have.
Wow.
So that some teams have like 70 players right now, and next year they're going to have to cut like 30.
Wow.
So that's
crazy.
That's really
that's
competitive.
crazy.
I mean, and I'm lucky enough that Troy only has, I think they have like 40 people on their roster. So I don't have to beat out 30 kids to stay. So that's Troy University is a very, I guess you could say, a family. So they don't like cutting people, so they don't overstock their players. So I really like that.
Right. So you said you're going to Troy. I think you mentioned that it's a small, like a super, not a super small school, but a smaller school.
It's like 10,000 students.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my question was going to be, do you see yourself getting like a lot of playing time your first year there? Like, what do you think's in stake for you there?
So the coach basically told me that their whole outfield is being tossed out. Like they're getting drafted, they're graduating. So outfield is up for grabs. And also first base is up for grabs as well, because I think they have only one considerably like a first baseman, and then they have like a secondary position first baseman. So it's all up for grabs. But the coach is basically saying the way I'm hitting, he doesn't see me not being in the lineup as a hitter. So there's always a DH spot, but he wants me trying to play right field is what he really wants me to do. And I'm never gonna say I'm given a spot, but I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna earn it. One thing.
Right.
I will say, as an outside perspective looking in, since we're on the topic of Justin playing baseball, as besides being a good friend, I genuinely think that Justin has a very, very good work ethic. He is always hitting. Like, I'll text him and he'll be hitting or working out. Like he has a great work ethic, and I think that plays a major role into how far he got.
I appreciate that, man.
And of course, I never said that to you, but I really do mean that.
I love that brothership right there.
My brother.
So what are some of your, since we're still on the topic of baseball, what are some of your best athletic achievements, or what's the other word for it? I don't know. Yeah, just like athletic achievements. Like, what have you accomplished while playing baseball?
So in high school, I went to state 3 out of my 4 years, and I had a total of 95 hits out of 4 years, and I played from freshman year to senior year as a varsity player. I mean, that's really proud to be. And let's see, Gulf Coast this year, I was first team all conference, so I was named first team all conference for one of the best conferences in the country. And I had 8 home runs this year / 11 doubles, and I had a 301 batting average, and I also tallied 34 RBIs. So, I mean, that's pretty good year, I guess.
Would you say?
Wow.
Would you say that the start of your sophomore year was some of the best baseball you've ever played?
Yeah, I was batting 353 at the start of my sophomore year. This year is considered to be my junior year, but replay of sophomore year because of COVID. So my COVID sophomore year was the stats I said before, but my sophomore year last year, I was at 353 with 6 home runs. I think I had like 7 doubles.
They call it, isn't it scholarly? You're a scholarly junior. Well, you're about to be a scholarly senior. Is that how they do it?
And I actually
like getting
regained
redshirted.
I regained another year. For some reason they gave junior college another year, which I think is blocking up even more. So I think that they should not.
Level of the game. Yeah, I disagree with that
I mean,
as well.
There's a guy on my team. He redshirted. Okay, he was a redshirt freshman last year. COVID hit, so now he's a COVID redshirt freshman. Then he played another year, got another year back. So now he's a COVID redshirt, given a year back freshman. He's a senior, really, in age, but he's a freshman athletically. And he's going to North Florida, and I think he's going for 2 years, and that be it. But
That's like Trevor Lawrence playing till his senior year and calling it his freshman year.
And this guy was defensive player of the year in our conference, so like he's really good. He came from University of New Orleans, transferred to junior college, then now he's going to University of North Florida. I mean, this guy's a real deal too. I mean, he's very good defensively, can hit the ball really well. I think he had 8 home runs just like I did. So I mean, the guy is the real deal, and he's getting cut short because of COVID.
So why is he playing 4 years? Is it because of COVID, or does he just want to play like his 4 years at a college or whatever he's doing right now?
So he's continuing playing because he's wanting to be drafted, and once you get to a certain age, I mean, if you're a 6-year sophomore or something or junior, I mean, they're not going to draft you.
Yeah.
I mean, logistically speaking, it's over for you. I mean, you can try, but I mean, you're going to be given a penny for a chance if you get a chance. So a lot of times you got to take your whole life in perspective. Do you want to be 20? You want to be 24, 25 years old playing college baseball? I don't think you want to be that old playing college baseball. So you got to take a lot of things in perspective, but he's only going 2 more years. And I'm only going 2 more years, not 3. I could go 3. I'm only going 2 because I'm about to be 22 years old, and you got to make everything you can. You got to take every chance you got, but sometimes you got to move on with life.
So let's hypothetically speaking, let's say you do get drafted within the top 15 rounds.
Yes.
Are you going?
Yes.
Okay.
If I get drafted at all,
You're going.
see you later. I'm gone.
Okay.
Free agent contract out of the draft. I'm going.
Wait, didn't you get drafted by?
No.
No. What about freshman year? Didn't somebody?
No, my freshman year, we had 2 guys get drafted out of my school.
Okay.
One went to the Phillies, one went to the Rays. And also, fun fact for all you viewers, if you're a Miami Marlins fan and you know the prospect J.J. Bledé, he was my high school teammate. And
I had a math class for that guy.
Yeah, he's
great guy.
He's a really great guy, and he's very humble. So if he makes it big, which I'm pretty sure he will,
He's a stud.
be a fan because He's not like a lot. I mean, a lot of professional people are, I guess you could say,
Cocky.
and talky. No, this guy is very humble, and he will play the game the right way. And if you want to, I guess you could say, model your play behind somebody, model it after that guy. So give a big shout out JJ Baudet.
Yes, sir.
Shout out JJ.
Yes, sir.
So last question about baseball until we move on here to some other stuff. So what are your future plans for baseball? Like how many years? You said you wanted to go another 2 years at Troy, right? And then declare for the draft.
Yeah, so I am able to declare for the draft anytime now after because once I go to Division 1, I'll be a third year.
How many years do you have to play to declare for the draft?
In junior college, it's just no matter what, you can get drafted.
Oh, okay.
At Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 level, you have to go at least 3 years of ball, I'm pretty sure, to or be 21 years old to get drafted.
Okay.
So I'm already 21, played 3 years of ball, so I'm eligible for the draft this year, next year, and the following. So if I get drafted or get any free agent contract over those 3 years, I'm gone.
Well, so if you declare for the draft, are you allowed to come back if you don't get drafted?
Yeah. So I don't. You put your name. You could put your name in.
Because in college football, it's
Yeah.
not like that.
So yeah, for baseball, you could put your name in. I mean, you're only gonna put your name in if you have scouts telling you you're gonna get drafted. Like right now,
Sure.
I honestly do not have scouts telling me that this year, but following years it can happen. But you're gonna put your name in, and you can get drafted, not take it, and continue. I've seen high schoolers get drafted first round, but not get the money they want, and then go to college and then get drafted again. So I mean, that's how
There was. I remember somebody telling me about an instance, a guy that went to our school that tore his that had Tommy John surgery and was going to get drafted.
went to our school.
Well, I don't know. Never mind. It might have not been our school, but I remember somebody telling me this. That somebody was going to get drafted in the first round. Okay, he was going to go to Florida. He wanted, but then he went to Florida instead of getting drafted, and then had Tommy John surgery, and then was done with baseball after that.
I don't remember.
Oh.
I don't remember
So
what it is, but
if say you do declare for the draft, right, and you do leave Troy, say worst comes to worst, I don't think it would happen, but say you don't get drafted, right?
yes.
And Austin said maybe you might be able to go back, maybe you won't be able to go back. So if you can't go back, what do you do from there? Do you just keep working out and hope a team picks you up, or?
So once you get to a certain age, I mean, and you say you don't get drafted, I mean, I'm a pretty smart person, so my major is in accounting, so I'll honestly just start my life off from there. And sometimes you gotta know when to hang up the cleats, which is sad. But if I say I do get drafted, there is actually within your draft you can actually get a scholarship for the remainder of your bachelor degree inside the scholarship, what a lot of people get. So I mean, there's some people who get drafted
written
out of
to
high
the contract.
Yeah, there's some people who get drafted out of high school in their contract. They have 4 years of college paid for by the organization. Like that'll be in the contract. So even if say the dude gets drafted out of high school and just say breaks his leg, and can't play no more, then in his contract you have 4 years of college that say the Mariners will pay for. But that's always something you want to get into it. But yeah, I feel like my chances after a couple of years are going to be high to be able to at least get a shot, free agent contract, or even
Something.
drafted. So something. Yeah. I'm gonna get a shot, and I'm gonna make sure of it. I'm gonna work my tail off. So
all right. So switching over to another sport.
Hold on. I just wanted to say real quick. Sorry. I just had to go back real quick. I just want to say I hope the best for you. Obviously, I think you're gonna do great, and I know Austin will be probably your first choice, but I am pretty good with money. I might gamble a little here and there, but if you do make it to the league and you're making that go up, there's always a manager position open, and I think it has Burger and all over it. So
I have to fight Austin for that.
I mean, I can be accountant number 2. I'll handle the behind the scenes stuff, the dirty work. But go ahead, Austin. Moving on. What do we have to talk about? Yeah, sure.
So switching over to another sport that I like. And that we like on our podcast, UFC and MMA, and as a whole. So Friday night, Anthony Rumble Johnson You knew who that is, Berg?
I don't. To be honest, just before you get into this, I wasn't really watching the UFC fights. I watched more of the boxing fights, so I'll have more to speak on that
you know
side.
who Anthony Johnson is, though?
But no, I don't.
He was a former light heavyweight world champion in the
Okay.
UFC. He switched to Bellator. Anyways, he won his fight Friday night, but apparently Monday night they found him. He was impersonating somebody.
What?
Yeah, he got arrested and charged with identity theft. This article came out today.
A UFC fighter?
No, Bellator.
I mean, same shit.
He's formerly UFC, but yeah, I just saw it. That's actually crazy. But to other things,
Wow.
Jorge Masvidal drops out of the welterweight top 5, and Donald Cerrone loses for the 5th time in a row.
He needs
This past weekend.
to pack it up.
Who's Donald Cerrone?
You know how Justin was saying sometimes it's sad, but you just have to hang up the cleats. That guy needs to hang up the gloves.
Well,
his
I
time
think
is
he
done.
needs to go to a different organization.
No.
I don't. I think the
How old is
competition.
he?
I think the competition.
Dude,
in
he's got to
UFC
be in his like higher 30s, right? Early 40s, maybe.
No, he's not in his 40s, man. He's 38.
I mean,
All
dude,
right, well,
you gotta
still.
know.
bro,
it.
38 is 40, bro. Word to Tom Brady. That man's been 40 for 50 years.
He said he didn't want to retire though.
Tom Brady's different though. Tom Brady's best of all time. But I don't know. I don't want to spark a topic.
The best.
No,
of
wait,
all
that's
time.
not that's a topic we could agree on.
He's a goat.
He actually is a goat. Well, he might not be the best of all time, but he's definitely the greatest of all
Okay,
time.
you can shut. You can keep talking about your UFC since you clearly know nothing about the NFL.
I love the NFL. Anyways, John Jones is still number 1 pound for pound, even though Kamaru Usman clearly stated that he thinks he should be the pound for pound king, but he's not anymore. And then this weekend we have Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler for the lightweight championship of the world in Houston, Texas. This card, if it had Leon Edwards and the was it Nate Diaz? Was it Nate Diaz? Or Nick Diaz? One of the Diaz brothers, I forgot. I think it was Nick. I don't remember. One of the 2 Diaz brothers. That card got pushed back, or that fight got pushed back till next month's card. But this card's still really good. We have Tony Ferguson, one of my favorite fighters, arguably my favorite fighter of all time, fighting Benel Darish. This guy is really, really good. This Benel, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm probably butchering it, but this guy's really, really good. He is one of the better lightweights in the world. It's just that the lightweight division has so many names in it. It's hard. This guy's going under the radar. I mean, this lightweight division has arguably some of the biggest names in the sport.
Right.
And these people are not even champions. They're just known for how good they are.
Was Tony Ferguson's last fight the one where he was like completely out of it and they basically stopped the fight?
He fought Charles Oliveira, who is fighting for the title now.
But you know which one I'm talking about, right?
Are you talking about when he fought Charles Oliveira? He got KO'd in I think the 2nd round.
No, I think it was later than that. It was like a 5th round stoppage. I think his team actually threw in the towel, to be honest.
Wait, no, he lost by decision. Sorry, he lost by decision.
Yeah.
But anyway, I forget what fight it is, but I'd like to see how he comes back from
I agree.
that fight.
Done a 2-fight loss streak. Actually.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, but it's still Tony Ferguson. You know what I mean? This guy is different. He is completely different. If you don't know who Tony Ferguson is, go watch his fight with Showtime Pettis, and then you'll know who he is. That fight was insane. That fight was on the Conor McGregor Khabib card, 2018 of October. So lightweight division is still stacked. And this fight has big implications because the winner of this fight is going to fight the winner of Poirier and McGregor. Plain and simple. You know what I mean? Whoever wins this fight. And then arguably then you have Charles Oliveira. I mean, not Charles, but Tony Ferguson. I believe the winner of the Tony Ferguson fight will fight Justin Gaethje later this year. I think that's the fight to make. The winner of those. Just because Justin Gaethje lost to the greatest of all time. He lost to the GOAT. You know what I mean? In his last loss. Besides that, he's been knocking out the top players in the world. I mean, top fighters in the world.
Except for Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, except for Dustin. Because Dustin is different. That boy is different.
Mm-hmm.
But we got a big card this weekend. It's going to be a great card. besides that, there's really not much else in the UFC to talk about. I will tell you though that switching off from sports, Drake did get announced this week that he is the according to Billboard, he is the artist of the decade.
Wow,
What do
really?
you think about that? Artist of the
Yeah.
decade.
That's news to me. I mean, I'd agree with it. I don't want to be biased, but I basically grew up with him. I've been listening to him since, 2008, 2009.
Yep.
I mean,
same.
it seems like every album he's dropped, there's at least 3 songs that, went mainstream, obviously, since he's, one, like you said, he's the best in our decade right now. So, I mean, I agree with that completely. I'm sure there's an argument for some other people, but
In my opinion, I
know.
think he is the Michael Jackson of our generation.
He's
I'd
just
agree.
so
I'd completely
mainstream
agree.
that- I mean, everybody knows him. I mean, you hear the word Drake.
Everybody knows who Drake is.
Everybody
Exactly.
knows it's because he's
Except our
always-
grandparents, but that's about it.
they probably even
They
know.
probably even know.
Yeah.
Hey, funny story.
Granny,
Funny.
you know who Drake is?
Yo, funny story. I actually played a song in the car because I just saw my grandparents this past weekend. I played a song in the car by Drake, and my grandfather was actually like singing the lyrics to it. It was God's Plan. He was like, I work out to this song all the time. So I thought that was funny. So hey, some grandparents do know Drake. I'm sure some don't, but
Who would you even consider to be
Kanye.
So I would say Kanye, and then I would say maybe J. Cole, Kendrick. That's
Not a lot of people
I don't
know. Like
It's
a
just
lot,
so
a lot
Drake
of
is
people.
so versatile.
Let's put it this way: our generation knows J. Cole, but like if you asked our parents who J. Cole is, they wouldn't know. You know what I mean? The other person I could argue, to be honest, would be Justin Bieber. To be completely honest with you.
But Justin Bieber took over in the later parts of the 2000s, though, right?
I mean, "Baby" is one of the most streamed songs on
Yeah,
YouTube.
but that was not in this decade.
Oh, this decade. Okay.
This
All
past
right. Yeah.
decade,
So
from 2010 to
yeah.
2020.
You'd be right then. You'd be right. I wasn't using my brain there. But yeah, no.
So-
Anyhow, Drake, I'd say undisputed. Personally,
So Justin Bieber went off the board for a little bit.
he did. He
Um,
did.
Yeah,
That's true.
he kind of stopped.
Didn't he
for
get
about a
arrested?
year or so.
Yeah, he got
He
arrested
went-
probably
he-
multiple times.
He went down a new path. Let's just
Yeah.
say that. And,
Yeah, he
and then
did.
he came back and better than ever because he's super talented.
Yeah, he's obviously super talented, and he found himself because he's been putting out music lately, which is good for him.
Yeah.
And his new music is not that bad.
Yeah, it's not
to be
bad at all.
honest with you.
I like that one song. Like, I get my from California. That song.
There's a
That song's a
there's
banger.
a song on DJ Khaled's new album, or Khaled, that's an absolute banger with Justin Bieber on it.
Wait, I'm
and-
pretty sure DJ Khaled actually just like something just happened to his album. Was it what? Isn't it like Isn't it like on like Billboard or whatever right now, or like platinum, whatever they call it? I saw some stat about DJ Khaled's album. If you want to take over for a second, I'd actually be curious to look up and see what it was.
Yeah, so that song is called Let It Go. And no, I'm not talking about the Frozen song, Berg. I'm talking about the banger with
Let
21
it
Savage and
go.
Justin Bieber. That's what I'm talking about. That song's freaking good. It's not bad.
yeah.
You know, he had his little tune going on that.
I
so-
can't seem to find it. But excuse me. I do know that he won an award for something. It's either his album is like top on like the streaming right now or something like that, but he just dropped an album and apparently it went crazy. I haven't listened to it yet myself, but I'll get around to it. But I've always liked DJ Khaled.
Yeah, like he's not bad.
Yeah.
What he does.
DJ Khaled.
I was watching him and waiting for him to do that the whole time, bro. I knew it was coming.
So if you pull up the Billboard website, he's actually the first artist on the top artist right now.
That's what it is then. He's the top artist right now.
Yeah. And then Moneybagg Yo is fourth. I can't take that
Wow.
serious on
Well,
any
Well, he's
level.
been on the come up, bro.
The come up.
Me
Okay.
versus me.
I mean, I don't really listen to Moneybagg Yo myself, but he is a lot of people are talking about him right now, so congrats to him.
Did he just drop an album?
Yeah. I think it was like a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Well, I haven't heard it, so that could be why. Also, we had the Canelo fight Saturday. Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders. To
Do you want me to,
unite
do you want
three
me
of
to
the
start
belts.
off on this since you talked about the UFC?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. I just want to feel like my voice is heard. You know what I mean? So anyway, the fights were Saturday night. There were actually some really good fights. There was one fight I wasn't too impressed with. A guy basically got grazed on the back of the head. I don't know his name. Don't care to know it either.
Takayama?
No. I'm gonna talk about that. That was some bullshit. It was like I think it was for the heavyweight championship.
It
But
was
he
a
beat.
championship fight.
Yes, it was. It was for a belt. I don't
The
know.
heavyweight?
It was like I don't know what it was, bro. Who cares?
Tyson Fury holds 3 of them. So
No. I'm not talking about that. Anyway, if you'd let me speak, thank you. Basically, there was a fight. It doesn't matter if it was for a belt or anything. I was pissed by it. Guy got grazed on the back of the head. Actually took most of the punch in his shoulder. And then once he basically felt that the back of his head got grazed, he fell to the mat and couldn't finish the match. It was after 4 rounds, so they went to decision. He still lost, so he got what he deserved. Fuck that guy. He's a piece of shit.
Wait. He threw the fight?
No, so basically he was trying to get like a what do they call it? Like a technical foul, I guess you could say.
Because you can't hit the back.
Yeah,
of the
because
head.
you can't hit in the back of the head. So he was trying to get like points, I guess you could say, for that, but he ended up still losing, and he got booed the whole time, which he deserved. Anyway, moving on to the Takayama fight. This one I was actually really upset about, because this was a really good fight. It was Takayama versus Soto. The fight started really well. Takayama was actually getting his ass beat in the first, 2 or 3 rounds, and then Takayama, because it's a fighter he is, started to come back. The guy has the best energy or stamina I have ever seen. Like this guy was actually nuts. It's like he flipped a switch.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, basically what happened was he was getting hit a little bit and he wasn't really defending himself, but he was still in it. Like he was defending himself. You guys would have to go watch the video on that. But basically the ref called stoppage to the fight, and after he called stoppage to the fight, not only were the coaches mad, but Takayama was in the middle of the ring shadow boxing at like light speed, like throwing punches and stuff, basically showing the ref that he's an idiot, and he literally threw the fight. Because at that point, you could say Soto was up by maybe 1 or 2 rounds, but I think it was like the 7th round of 10 rounds, so he still had 3 rounds to try to win the fight.
12 rounds.
No, I think the prelims were 10, but either way.
No,
You just love correcting me tonight, don't you?
No, it was a championship fight, so it was 12 rounds.
Okay. Either way. That basically helps his case. He still had another 4 or 5 rounds to come out on top. But either way, what were your thoughts on the Canelo fight? I know we watched that one together.
I know that me and you had Billy Joe maybe 1 to 2 rounds down.
Yeah.
I'd say about 2 rounds down.
Or even.
Stoppage. There was an argument for it, but I mean, the refs had so the scorecard. First of all, Canelo won by knockout. Well, it was a knockout. It was knockout, but it was really a stoppage because their corner threw the fight because the guy broke his orbital bone.
Yeah.
So
he couldn't see out of his eye.
Yeah, he couldn't see. That shit was puffy, bro.
Yeah, and he actually had a scratch like on his cornea too, like on the white part of his eyeball. Yeah.
But I was surprised by the referees. The scores in this fight. They had 2 of the scores had the fight 74-78 in favor of Canelo.
Yeah.
And I was surprised by that because the other ref had it was 75-77 on his scorecard, which I thought was a better, a more accurate scoring for the fight. And I think that Billy Joe was just getting settled in, and he just got hit with the uppercut, and Canelo just has the power. He just has that power. If he connects, then it's going to cause serious damage to your body.
Canelo is a really good fighter though, because he could see the way he was reacting to some of his combos, And basically Canelo just, you know, threw like I guess they call it like a feint or a fake.
Yeah, the fake.
And he just saw that what's his name, Billy Saunders. He saw that Billy Saunders was basically ducking his head down, leaving his hands out, and Canelo, obviously the fighter Canelo is, he throws hard punches. He's not really a jabber, but once he catches you with one of those, it's over. And you know, he went back to his corner, sat on his stool, and didn't get up. So yeah, I think it was a great fight out of Canelo. He now holds how many belts? 5 or 6 out of the 7 or 6.
Well, in the super middleweight, he holds 3, and he just needs one more. He has to fight Caleb Plant to unify the belts.
Yep.
And if Caleb Plant wins that fight, he gets all the belts. So it's, you know, it's winner take all here.
Yeah, that's gonna be a crazy fight. I got my money on Canelo though.
Yeah, for sure. That fight will probably happen later this year.
Yeah, I hope so.
You know, Canelo's won all 3 of these belts in 9 months.
I know, that's actually crazy. It really is. What was that fight you were talking to me about where someone accepted the fight like a couple days before or something? I don't know if you recall. Was it UFC?
Oh, you're talking about Michelle Watterson?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, she lost. I'm pretty sure she accepted it. Like the Monday of, and the fight was on a Saturday.
Wow. Because I guess she was still training, right? But you don't know who you're fighting.
You're never, yeah, but you're not sparring. You're not in. Whenever you're you're in fight camp is when you start sparring. You probably most fighters. I know Sugar Sean spars twice a week whenever he's in fight camp or he's in a camp. But usually you're not sparring whenever you're training.
Right.
So, I mean, whenever you're not in a camp, because you don't want to hurt yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Dude's electric.
Yeah. So, Sugar Sean next month. Oh my! I mean, in 2 months.
He's so great.
I can't wait.
He's
that
so
card.
fun to watch.
That Conor McGregor Sugar Sean card. I've been waiting for that card. That card is probably going to be one of the most selling or top 10 or top 5
The last card
sold
was pretty
cards.
good. The Usman card.
Usman card was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, that card was good as well.
Jake Paul.
What do you actually think about that? So just to break it down for the viewers or listeners, basically, I think Logan and Floyd had basically like a press conference, and basically Jake was starting shit like he always does to market himself. He's a marketing genius.
He really
But
is.
I don't know whether it was staged or not. It was funny as hell. Basically, they were face to face, Jake and Floyd, and they were just talking shit, going back and forth like a face off, I guess you could say. And out of nowhere, Jake just says, "Got your hat," and takes his hat right off his head, and I guess like starts to like jog away. But Floyd went crazy.
That, right?
Floyd
Did you see the
comes
picture?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't seen it, look up the picture of Jake Paul's eye after Floyd hits him. He actually caught him pretty good.
Yeah, he caught him, and the thing about the video, whenever you punched him, it looked like his arm was already like fully extended, and he didn't really have that much power when he hit him.
Yeah.
Like because he was doing it over somebody.
Right.
And so
and his arms aren't long. What is he, like
his arms
5'9"?
aren't long. And so he was hitting with probably about 15-20% power.
Yeah. There's
25.
Hey,
maybe, if that.
Did you see what Floyd said about the Paul brothers? He said he'd fight them both in the same night.
And he probably still beat their ass.
Probably.
That'd be awesome.
I parlay that.
I would too.
Yeah.
100%.
Parlay them with a little Canelo Alvarez, little plus 350 payout. I'll take that.
It might not even be plus 350.
Michael Chandler's this weekend, isn't he?
Yes, he fights this weekend.
I got him.
They have the odds for this fight is really interesting though. They have him at plus, I want to say plus 115
Who?
for this fight. Michael Chandler.
Oh, okay.
It's plus 110. And Charles Oliveira is favorite at 134. I think the reason for that is because Charles Oliveira is a lot longer than Michael Chandler. And Michael Chandler, he's a ground and pound type of guy. But he can still knock people out. His right hand is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His right, I forgot.
At this point, I just if you guys didn't know, if you're listening, just a side note real quick, if you guys didn't know, this is a live podcast, so this will be on our YouTube and our Twitch, which will be in the description somewhere wherever you're listening to this. But I just read a comment in the chat saying Mayweather doesn't need more money. He's gonna beat Logan so bad. Austin, obviously it's not ideal, and Justin, you can answer this as well. Obviously it's not ideal, but do you think Floyd would be cocky enough to fight both of them without any profit.
No.
No.
No,
It's about the money.
What's his Floyd Money Mayweather?
Yeah.
Money.
Right.
It's
It was-
insane.
it was-
If you
there
fight
was-
Floyd Mayweather, you're gonna get your biggest payout you ever. He's like the Conor McGregor of the UFC.
Right.
You know what I mean? When it
There
comes
was
to
there was no wrong answer. I was just wondering what you guys' thoughts
Yeah.
were on that. Obviously, you wouldn't do it for no money, but I mean, Floyd has got to be probably pretty excited to get in a ring with these guys. At least
Oh,
I
yeah,
know
he's
I know
gonna
I
be-
would be. If I was 50-0 and I was known as the greatest of all time in boxing, I would be licking my chops if I got to fight two
It's an
YouTubers.
exhibition fight. Listen, he's gonna fight Logan Paul, and then he's gonna beat Logan Paul's ass, and Jake Paul's gonna talk shit on Twitter, and then they're gonna ramp the fight up again. Then he's gonna beat Jake Paul's ass and make $100 million.
And Floyd's gonna want to fight him the next week.
Yeah, I guarantee you, Floyd would probably beat both their asses within the next year. He'll probably, I guarantee it.
I agree.
He'll beat, yeah.
And don't get me wrong,
But
I don't
after-
hate or dislike Jake Paul and Logan Paul, but when you're disrespecting the GOAT, like that's when I can't fuck with you. You know what I mean? Like
Mixed
Yeah.
martial arts and boxing as a whole it
It's
comes
wholly-
from kung fu and all that stuff. So it's a very sacred, the background of it, and it's in the lineage of kung fu and all. It's very sacred. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
the disrespect, and I mean, I get why they market themselves that way, but the way they talk to some of these people that have been around and have been immersed in this world for so long is they're gonna get their ass whooped.
Yeah. I
And
agree.
It's just a matter of who's gonna do it.
There was something I saw on the internet about UFC was maybe saying that if Jake Paul is trying to fight another UFC fighter, he's going to sue him or something.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah. So Dana White is pretty much telling he hates Jake Paul. First of all, he respects his marketing schemes. I heard this in an interview after the Usman fight because they were asking a whole bunch of questions about it, but he does not like Jake Paul.
You shouldn't.
And he says that none of his fighters in the UFC will ever get out of their contract to fight Jake Paul. Pretty much.
Right.
It's not word for word, but that's what he was implying. So
Yeah.
and honestly, if I'm Dana White, I'd probably do the same damn thing.
Yeah.
Because Jake Paul's whole view is I'll bring the biggest payout to anybody you put in front of me. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean,
Dana
this
White,
fight
we know
is
the whole
probably gonna-
situation
this-
with Dana White not paying his athletes.
This fight might break some records, bro. Mayweather versus Jake Paul, if that does happen, that might break some records. A lot of people will be paying for
Especially
that
if
fight.
it's streamed on YouTube. If you can buy it through YouTube on
Or
Jake Paul's
Twitch.
platform,
Or Twitch.
or Twitch.
Like if you could like sub to the channel or something like that, and then you can view it. Or I don't know if Twitch is capable of
I
doing
think it
that,
would be
but
better through YouTube just because
Yeah,
of
right.
their following.
or
on
or
YouTube.
like Amazon Prime or something like that, or like Prime Video, whatever they call that. But either way, yeah. I mean, the more they stream it on, the bigger the numbers are gonna get. So moving away from sports in a whole.
Wait, before we move away,
okay, go ahead.
Let's talk about Tim Tebow getting signed to Jacksonville.
Yes, sir.
Dude, I'm just gonna sip my beer and let you talk about this one. I don't even give a shit, to be honest.
So, Tim Tebow has not played a NFL game since 2012. Okay, 9 years ago, almost a decade. Okay, he's 34 years old, by the way. Pretty sure he's 34 years old.
Time flies, bro. I remember when that guy was like
and-
25.
I remember he was playing for the Florida Gators.
Justin's a big Florida fan. If you put Tim Tebow in front of him, he'd probably suck his cock. I'm not even trolling.
I mean, I wouldn't go gay, but I mean,
But
I'm not
2015
against it.
that was the last time he was on a roster. It was 2015. So he hasn't touched or hasn't been inside an NFL
Setting.
locker room since 2015. That's when he started playing baseball. And
And he's not
I
not gonna
don't
start over.
know.
He's not gonna start over Trevor Lawrence. So
first of all, he has to make the team.
Right.
No, he's playing tight end. He's playing tight end. Yeah, he's going to play tight end. I think that Urban Meyer's whole mindset when it comes to the reason Tim Tebow is even in that locker room is he wants Tim Tebow to be the focal point of adapting this new culture into Jacksonville, into the locker room, and so that and I think that Urban Meyer really only has him on the team because he eventually wants Tim Tebow to be like on the staff, and I think that having him. I don't even think. I think it's a bad look. First of all, I don't think he's gonna play. I think if he was I think that he should just. I think he should really just be a coach or something in that locker room to help that culture. I don't think signing him as a tight end was the best way to do it because there's a lot of people.
We got someone calling you out in the chat. We got someone calling you out in the chat here.
Tim Tebow is a playoff player. Yeah, I disagree with that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to disagree as well.
Yes.
But I think Tim Tebow being on Jaguars is a great thing. I don't think it's a bad move.
No, it's definitely good because he's from Jacksonville. Also.
And the reason is because have you seen his religious speeches online? Have you seen his leadership speeches? He is a vocal point, and he will be a huge vocal point for that Jacksonville Jaguars team, with all the new players. And you got Urban Meyer being his new coach, correct?
Yes.
And he's gonna build that team to have the Gator culture when they won the national championship, and that culture was very, very fun to watch. And I think Jaguars would be I think they'll be a playoff team.
It won't be 1-16.
They're gonna be a playoff team this year.
Another thing we can talk about while we're talking about Jacksonville is they drafted Travis Etienne whenever they had Robinson on, and Robinson had a fantastic year last year. But I don't know about all that. Another thing about Tim Tebow is yes, he does bring that cultural leadership. But the problem when it comes to NFL, you look at names, and those names are the people in the locker room that people respect. You look at Tom Brady. He's a bad example because that's the GOAT. You know what I mean? But your talent brings leadership, if that makes sense. Your most talented players on your team should be your leaders, and it's not really that way in college to a certain extent, but in the NFL, I think it is. Does that make sense, Berg?
Yeah, no, I agree. The one thing I will say about Tebow is, yes, he did lead the Broncos to that to the playoffs, and Peyton Manning did come in. However, you gotta realize, like, Peyton Manning was a great. So it would be like, okay, let's say Stidham was really good, the backup quarterback for the Patriots. Let's say Stidham was really good, and Brady was on the bench or coming back from an injury, and he could return for the playoffs. Are you gonna, Austin, answer me this? Are you going to keep Stidham in where he has no really playoff experience, or are you gonna put Tom Brady back into the rotation and give yourself a chance?
I'm confused about the question.
So basically, someone in the chat said Tim Tebow led the Broncos to the playoffs, and what I'm saying is when Peyton Manning came back.
Okay, my counter argument to, first of all, the Broncos defense led them to the playoffs. First of all,
yes.
Let's say that. Okay, that defense that they had, led by Von Miller, was insanely good.
Agreed. And but hey, hold on, just listen. Just for the audience, answer my question.
Tom Brady.
Well, explain to him your reasoning behind it. Like, obviously, Tim Tebow led them to the playoffs, but you had Peyton Manning coming back from an injury, and it would be the same thing. Like I said, if Stidham led the Patriots to the playoffs and Brady was just coming back from an injury, obviously they're going to put the quarterback that has knowledge about playoffs and how to win games into the game. You know what I mean?
No,
one trick pony.
Yes.
Are you even listening to me?
Well, I'm trying to multitask. I have people in chat yelling at me, so I apologize.
Well, just focus on me, because
okay,
I'm the only thing that matters to you right now.
All right.
You want me to say it for you one more fucking time?
One more time, please.
Okay, bro. He just said if Tim Tebow led the Broncos to the playoffs, why would they not keep him in the game? Blah, blah, blah. And I said the perfect reference, I guess you could say, would be imagine if Jared Stidham led the Patriots to the playoffs. Obviously, if Brady is coming back from an injury, they're going to put him in the game because he has knowledge about winning and getting to the main game you're trying to get to.
Oh, yeah. First of all, let's say that scenario happens. Let's say that Jared Sims the starting quarterback for the Patriots and he leads them to the playoffs. Okay, let's say he makes it to the second round of the playoffs, but Tom Brady's still the backup. Okay, hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm playing Tom Brady
Exactly.
just because of the veteran leadership that he has, and that's pretty much all I'm gonna say about it. Jared Stidham, of course, he's showing that he has. I'm not okay. He's a bet. Jared Stidham, not Jared Stidham as a person, but a player like that's in that position. I think that as a coach, if you do have your starting quarterback that you put all your entire organization is invested into, and you had a great year so far, and let's say you get hurt, and then Jared Stidham takes you to the playoffs, I still think that the veteran leadership is most important and impactful whenever it comes to just being on the field with your team as a veteran, opposed to being on the sidelines hurt. It's two different things when it comes to. I would start Tom Brady in that aspect. Yes.
And on a side note, just saying Tim Tebow led the Broncos to a playoff, and then Peyton Manning came in, and he led them to the playoffs as well, and he ended up winning the Super Bowl. I don't know if it was the year after 2013, and he put up record-breaking stats. So people who are saying that Tim Tebow should not have been played over, or you're saying that Tim Tebow brought him to the playoffs, well, Peyton Manning is one of the top 10 quarterbacks ever to play the game,
Right.
easily. So there should be no argument on why Peyton Manning played over Tim Tebow, even if Tim Tebow is a good player.
Jared Stidham throws the ball better than Tim Tebow, first of all.
Well, that's not fair to say. Hold on.
Tim Tebow also didn't play enough NFL football. He played college. He was really good. I'm a Tim Tebow fan. I love the Gators. But he didn't play enough NFL football to be able to compare to any other NFL. Like Stidham, how long has Stidham been playing?
He hasn't started the game.
He hasn't started a game yet. Okay, I don't know that. But
Yeah. So that's
Stidham's
a bad reference. We're using him as a placement name.
So UA in the
Or
chat
scenario.
basically said you can't compare the two, and I get that. Obviously, you can't compare the two because obviously Tim Tebow got to play a lot of games. So until Jared Stidham plays multiple games in a row, we can't really say that Stidham can't do that. It was a bad reference that we gave, but at the same time, it goes both ways. You can't really say that Stidham can't do that or he's a bad quarterback because he hasn't started a single game yet. But anyway, let me just say this. I think Tebow's a great guy. I think he's a great leader, and he has great work ethic. And I think, obviously, him switching to a tight end position, it shows you that he does want to win. He doesn't care what position he plays. He just wants to play.
If he would have did this 10 years ago, who knows what could have happened?
Right.
Because that's what people wanted him to do whenever he came out of. I understand why he did not want to switch positions going into the draft. He was a Heisman-winning quarterback, won a national championship. Well, technically, he won 2. So I understand why he didn't do that, but I think it's a couple years too late.
Right. But yeah. So completely moving on from sports, we've been on the topic for a while. Austin, do you have your segment for Dumbass of the Week?
No, because I thought we'd do the stories on the live podcast.
Okay, all right, I'm down.
Instead of,
I was actually hoping you'd say that.
Yeah.
Do you want to give me a topic, or do you actually? Let's do this.
Let's give Justin a topic.
Okay, me and you will give Justin a topic, then I'll give you a topic, and then you give me one.
Explain Justin the rules first.
So, all right, Justin. So basically, you have a timer. You have 2.5 minutes to explain a story. You can make some stuff up, or you can keep it completely honest, but you're not going to tell us what's real and what's fake, okay? And we're basically gonna try to call out what parts of the story are bullshit, or if the whole story is bullshit.
So we're gonna give you a topic. You want to talk for 2.5 minutes, okay? And then we're gonna call if the story's bullshit or not.
Oh no!
Okay, so
2.5 minutes story.
So you're trying to because we could give you a topic. We could give you a topic you don't want to talk about.
You guys are making the topic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Berg, I think you can give him your topic. Then I'll let Justin give you yours, and then you can give me mine.
Give me a second to think about it, or on the spot. On the spot, 2 minutes 30. That's what
On
you're saying.
the
All
spot.
right. Maybe bad.
So you want me to give him a topic?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm spilling beer all over the place over here.
Bud Light too. He's filling that.
Justin loves Bud Light, bro. He said, "Why are
Yeah.
you spilling it, bro?"
Dude, I don't know. I just unscrewed the top. It's the platinums. But anyway, all right, Justin, your topic. Let me think here. I want to make this good.
I have the timer, by the way, Berg.
Okay, I want to make this good for the stream. I want something interesting. We're gonna go with. See, the problem is I don't know what you can and can't talk about just because of what you told me before the podcast.
I mean,
So
you can talk about parties if that's what you want to do. I mean,
I wasn't.
actually, let's not
If
do
he
that.
wants to talk about
No,
that,
let's
don't
not do
talk
that.
about it.
Let's not do that.
All right,
Go for it. I don't know.
let's see. Austin, do you want to help me? Just because I don't know what a funny story is gonna be.
Okay.
But it can't be something like that you actually know what happened, because then you'd be able to call if it's
Then it's bad for me to ask him.
right. I'm right. Okay. All right, Justin. Here's yours. I want you to explain the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you,
Oh.
and try to come up with something that Austin hasn't heard before.
I probably heard it.
All right, when do I start?
You ready now?
Wait, hold on. Let me think.
All right, thanks.
It could be real, and then I can add to it.
It could be so the story could be completely real or completely fake,
All right.
or
But
it can
just
or
know,
yeah.
if we call bullshit, then you got to give us another story that's a minute and a half long with a different topic. Okay.
Embarrassing moment.
Or you can do that, or you got to take a shot. You can pick.
I'm gonna tell y'all a real one.
Oh.
Don't tell us.
You can't tell us if it's real or fake. God damn it!
No, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. You're not getting it.
Oh, okay.
That's the point.
Okay, now it's a mind game.
Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know.
Yeah, start the fucking timer if this guy thinks he's gonna be funny.
All right. So one time I was in middle school, and I was in the cafeteria, and I was flirting with this girl, and one of these other girls I was talking to actually looked at me, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, I'm just talking. Threw a whole milk carton at me. Okay, milk goes all over my hair, all over my body. So I'm sitting in front of everybody. It's like, oh shit! Everybody's freaking out. Teachers come up. They're trying to find the girl. The girl runs away. And as I get up, I stand in a pile of milk, fall on my ass. So then I got milk all over my pants. So everybody's laughing. So I go to the bathroom. You know, I'm wiping everything off, and this is making it worse. And you know, spoiled. It's just milk spoiling. It's about 90 something outside. And I come back. Everybody's in there. And they started calling me Milk Boy. And they said, "Get this man some milk. Get this man some milk." Got milk. Every little middle school joke, everybody's cracking up. So like for about 2 weeks later, you know, everybody's like, "Got milk?" I was like, you know, I got some right here. And sometimes I come to school with some Yoo-Hoos, some chocolate milk. So that's that name just stuck. So everybody always said "Got milk" to me. And I mean, that's really the story right there. I mean, when we keep going.
You have to keep going.
All right. So then I went down to play basketball up to middle school basketball, and the team started getting the feed. So they started looking into my Instagram. They started naming my captions out, and they started talking about the milk story. Somehow they called the milk story, and they called me the milkman. And I actually ended up scoring, I think it was 18 points. Yeah, 18 points that game. And let's just say the man can shoot. The man could shoot. And then I started playing baseball, and then in the summertime, spring, and the name started going away. And that was basically the story. I mean, just the milk got all over me. Everybody laughed. It was like,
it chocolate or no?
It was chocolate milk. Everybody like, it was like a high school musical type thing. Like, oh my God. Yeah, milk on me. It's not really a crazy story, but
So
no, that it was embarrassing. I remember this day. It was super embarrassing, and I smelled like crap. Let's just say, and my parents didn't give me clothes the rest of the day. I was in them all day.
Yikes, that's some story. Okay, so that story sounds pretty legit. The only part that sounded a little fishy to me would be the part where you fell and slipped in the chocolate milk.
All right, so You want me to tell? All right, here we go. The story itself was fake. The real parts of the story was people started calling me the milkman and naming Instagram captions when I scored 18 points. The whole story was fake. I just made up the outside of the story of me falling like a milk to be the reason they're calling me.
He had you, Berg. He got you.
Okay, but like, how'd you get the milkman title?
I have no clue. They just started calling me the milkman. Started hitting shots. It said my shot was like milk, like butter. I was like,
That shit was milky. That shit was milky.
Okay, all right. I mean, I guess I'll drink to that since I was wrong.
I feel like that story was absolutely terrible.
I mean, hey, I bet 1 or 2 out of the 8 people in here probably found that pretty amusing.
Show?
All right, Austin, are you gonna give me mine now, or should Justin give me mine? Since I'm gonna give
Justin.
you.
Yeah.
Topic. I want to hear a party story from you, Berg. I want to hear something.
The thing is, it can't just be like a party story. It has to be like a topic. So mine for you is the most embarrassing moment. Like, what do you want to hear about the party? Or
I want to hear. This is simple. I want to hear the funniest moment within a group of people that you've ever been a part
the
of.
funniest moment. This is gonna be hard because I actually don't know what my funniest moment is.
I know you're gonna have to find one.
All right,
I'll
hold
start.
on.
I got the timer over here. I'll start it.
All right, give me like 2 seconds to think about what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I start it. Austin done dip. Well, got you.
Okay, actually, I have a pretty funny one actually. I'm ready.
Wait, what was this question?
The topic was the funniest thing that ever happened to him in like a group, like something that's happened to him, and he's got 2 minutes. I'll start the timer.
It's 2.5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
You got the timer set? All right.
Hey, talk slow for advice.
Oh no, this is a good story. Like, I'm gonna fill up the time for sure. All right, go ahead. All right. So it was after our high school hockey team just won the championship, Division II state championship. So basically, since they won, I think it was a Sunday night actually. We had school the next day, but we just made it like our senior skip day, so everyone would skip. Because obviously we weren't gonna go to school like hungover and whatnot. I didn't really get hungover, but that's besides the point. So basically, we go to this kid's house. It's
Were you
about
a senior?
Yes, I was a senior. So it was about a half hour away from where I live. So all the hockey players are like coming back, getting changed and stuff. We're going to the house. And this kid lives in like, I guess like this, like the country part of Plymouth, I guess you could say. I kind of just dropped where I live, but Plymouth's pretty big anyway. So basically, we go to this kid's house, and like I said, it's more like country. So he has like basically like a farm in his backyard. He has cows, horses, chickens, the whole 9. So we're drinking and everything, and out of nowhere, this kid decides that he's gonna go play with the animals. So we're like, great. Now this kid's like a complete idiot when he's drunk, can't handle himself. So we already knew something bad was gonna happen, but we're trying to have a good time, so we're just going with the flow, seeing what's gonna happen essentially. So he walks over to the horse stable, and starts going in the horse stable, trying to get on the horses. He actually couldn't do it. So he goes over to the cows, and now this kid was like super weird, like he was almost a little odd, if you get what I'm hinting at. So he goes up to the cows, gets on all fours. Okay, this is actually disgusting what I'm about to tell you. So he gets on all fours, he puts his mouth down where the cow udders are.
Oh God.
And starts squirting milk into his mouth and spitting it out. He wasn't swallowing it, thank God, because I don't know if cows carry diseases or anything like that.
Yeah, you could.
This-
No, dude, Joe.
All right.
Wait, I'm not done yet.
Let me finish.
So he's squirting the milk into his mouth, and just after, there's not much rest of the story. Like, dude, we were crying, laughing. Like, you got to think we're all, you know, messed up or whatever. But you got to think, like, we're literally watching a kid on all fours squirting milk jizz into his mouth, essentially. And yeah, it was probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen, because we had no idea it was coming. And yeah. How much?
That's 2 minutes 30.
Perfect, bro.
All right, bet. Let's go.
2:30. I believe that story because I asked if you were a senior and you said yes. That's the
I
only reason
do. I believe that he did crazy things, but I don't believe he put cow udders in his mouth and did that.
Well, he didn't put them in his mouth. He was squirting them into his mouth.
I will say that Joe said that whenever he was in Ohio and he was a kid, he would drink milk straight out, like yeah, you could just milk the cow and drink it. Pretty sure.
Well, Austin, that story was complete bullshit, so you can take a shot. Justin,
I know.
congratulations.
I can't drink. I'm not drinking this week.
I am.
Justin can take my shot, bro.
All right.
Where is it?
All right. You're back.
Go get it. I'll take it.
Wait. Okay. Yeah, I have to go get it.
So I'll talk to Justin while you're gone.
That's not-
So we're getting pretty far here into the podcast, but I just want to finish up with a couple other things. The first thing I wanted to say, I know we usually do our dumbass of the week and Florida man of the week. I don't think Austin has one this week, but I'm gonna go with my Florida man of the week to pass the time till he gets back, so we can close this out.
Yeah.
So the Florida man I found this week was actually May 7th, so about 4 days ago. The headline of the story is Florida suspect flees police in stolen patrol car, crashes, and then takes another patrol car. So this man escaped from prison. Stole a patrol car, got caught, and then got into another patrol car and started to flee again. I'm pretty sure they caught him. But he basically the story says that he found a way to unlock the car doors while he was talking to the police officers. So these police officers were literally right in front of him talking about it. And while they were doing that, he was unlocking the patrol cars and getting into them. So, like I said, I know we don't usually do that on the live.
Yeah.
He finessed.
He said, I'm not done yet. He didn't give up.
He didn't give up. I mean, he knew he was going to jail. He was already fucked after he stole the first police car, but
Alright, boys. So we got a shot of Crown filled to the brim. Justin Kelly's going to take it for me here.
All right.
Little trooper for this. For context, I'm not drinking this week because I have something to do next week.
If you can't come in or come on her.
Okay. What a stud, yeah.
speech.
I hate that shit.
That was a great speech. How
Wait,
was
I
that?
have to do my story.
Oh, right. Holy
Oh.
shit. All right, yo, Austin, we're going to do your story, and then we're going to kind of wrap it up here because we're getting to the, like, an hour, 20-minute mark.
All right, you're hot.
All right, so, Justin, I want you to help me come up with a topic here. You just give me any topic, and I'm going to try to, like, narrow it down a little bit into a story.
All right.
So just give me, like, a broad topic, like high school or college or, you know, something along those lines.
Prom.
Oh,
This would be awesome for the audience.
Okay. Hey, Austin, what happened at your junior prom?
And I can't respond because I'm gonna know.
You can't. This is a bad story because both of you know what happened.
Oh, we know.
So it's-
Yeah,
you have
Joe
to
already
give
told me
something
the story.
out.
All right,
Right,
give me
you have to-
another topic.
That's a great story, though. I'll tell that sometime.
Let's say just
I'll tell you the story if you want to hear it. We can.
Yeah,
we
let's
can-
just tell him the story. Obviously, we know what happened, but this
Okay.
will be interesting. Chat,
This is
listen
a
up.
true story.
I'm mute and listen to this story. Turn this up all the way. You're not gonna want to miss this.
So, was it junior? Okay, both proms for me were really bad. Senior prom was the worst.
I didn't see what happened.
Hey, we can't really hear Justin. Put the mic back in the middle.
Okay.
No, this is good.
It's fine. So well, there's two different stories here. Do you want the junior prom or do you want the senior prom?
I want the funnier one, brother.
They're both pretty fucking.
All right, well, let's hear junior
Okay,
prom.
I'll give you senior. You want junior? Okay.
Yeah.
So, junior prom, we already had a party bus first of all, and we went to dinner. Okay, let me start the timer.
You don't have
Showing
to start the
for this
timer.
shit.
Just tell the story.
So, first of all, okay, like every prom goes, you're taking pictures. Okay, I had a really cute date. All right, we're taking pictures, whatever. We're on the party bus. Okay, nobody really starts drinking until after prom. Well, honestly, I don't remember. Justin says he drank. But when I was driving was the reason I didn't drink, because we had to drive from where the prom was at, because that's where my car was at, to the house we were staying at. So we got to the house and everybody's already drunk, and so I'm at the point where I got to catch up quick. Okay, so we're smoking a cigar first of all on the table in the inside the house. We're smoking a cigar, and I'm drinking some. I had a couple drinks before this. I don't know what I was drinking, but I got to the point where I was super drunk, and I was crossfaded off nicotine. All right, and I never smoked nicotine. Well, I did. I smoke cigars like every so often.
Did you say you were crossfaded off nicotine?
Yes, because I
You just had a super.
like I had it was a cigar, bro. Like I was smoking a fucking.
Oh, so you had a head rush. You
I
weren't-
had yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right,
That's what I meant.
understandable.
And so there was something happened, and somebody fucking dared me and my buddy Trevor to drink this whole bottle of 100 proof. Okay, and the bottle was about the size of this. Okay, so what do you think we did? We drank the entire bottle. I chugged half of it. He chugged the other half. Okay, so a few hours later, not even a few hours later, an hour later, all I remember is me doing snow angels in my own throw up, and everybody left the party because it was in the middle of the fucking living room.
Wait, Justin,
not
were
even
you
drunk.
were you there to spectate this?
No, I did not get to see it. I actually was picked up by somebody. I don't really want to say who, but I was picked up by somebody to go to another party because I couldn't drive, obviously, and they could. And I went to the senior party to finish up. So I saw Austin when he was there, like he was feeling good, but I didn't see him after he did that bottle.
My date didn't talk to me after that, bro. Just say that. And that's not. And Trevor punched a hole in the wall. Dude, that guy's a unit. He
Bro.
punched a hole in the wall. He had to go get drywall to fix it.
Just for
That
the
senior problem was even worse, bro.
just for the viewers and listeners, like, I'm just gonna explain something. So you guys may or may not know Austin on a personal level, but like the thought in my head of him doing snow angels in his puke is actually comical, because I could picture Austin like just giggling, like going up and down in his throw up. And so what do you remember from that night, just up until the bottle?
That and then Jonathan, my buddy Jonathan, he has a video of them putting popcorn and pretzels in my belly button while I was sleeping. And that even the senior prom, that's the story for another day, but that's the story you already know.
Yeah.
That's a story for
Joe told me about that
That
one.
story's really good.
That's a good story. We'll have to share that one on the next live episode. We got to do more live episodes.
We should share that story when Joe's on the live podcast.
We should. And we'll have him talk about it from his perspective as well.
I think next month we should have Joe on the live podcast.
I think we should start doing more live podcasts. I actually
agree.
really enjoy
Like
these.
every other live podcast.
Yeah, and we'll have to have Justin on again. I feel like he's a great fit.
For sure.
But I think we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. I really hope you enjoyed.
So for everybody to know, Berg is officially coming to see me in August. So we're gonna have a lot of content recording. I think that we should record the live episode with Joe in person, all three of us.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
But
We could
yeah.
probably do that the first night I come there.
All right, that sounds
Because
good.
I think it's gonna be a Tuesday anyway, which works out.
All right.
But either way, we'll have one out. I just want to say thank you guys for watching this. If you did, if you're on YouTube, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, helps us out a lot.
Subscribe, baby.
If you're watching it on Twitch,
Comment.
if you,
Let us know what we could do better.
exactly, let us know what we can do better. If you're watching it on Twitch and the rebroad, make sure you guys drop a follow on our channel. I know we keep saying every week that we're gonna try to like play games and stuff. We just have to get our schedules in sync. It's
very difficult
I guess
right now.
I guess what you could say, it's like in the upcoming future that we're gonna be playing more games on our Twitch. Just to be completely honest with you guys right now, there's literally no fun game out right now, so we don't want to just upload dry content. That's not what we're here for. We're trying to give you guys the best that we can every week. So yeah, look for more live streams in the future, more live podcasts, because these are actually really enjoyable to do. Let us know who you guys want to see on here, whether they're a little more popular than us, or if you know someone that would be willing to come on. But yeah, we really appreciate the support. Hope everyone enjoyed the podcast. Austin, Justin, any final words?
Thanks for watching.
Justin, say leave a like and hit the sub button if you're new.
Leave a like and hit the sub button if you're new.
Fuck yeah.
Make sure you follow us on Twitter. That's where you'll know everything and anything. We're gonna be doing a giveaway here soon. By the end of the month, we'll be doing a giveaway.
Yep.
Just like a $50 giveaway or
$25 to
something
2
on
people
Twitter.
or something.
Yeah.
I fuck
Yeah,
with
you
that.
So just look forward to that. We'll do more giveaways in the future as well.
Yes,
But
sir.
that's pretty much most of it for today. I think we had a great episode, Berg.
I think we did too. I hope you guys agree with us. Like we said, please follow our Twitter. That's where we post the most. That's how you know if we're live, and you can also have a chance to win some free cash.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, with that being said, it's been Berg, Austin, and our special guest Justin, and we are out.
Peace.
Peace.